All right, so we should be good to go. We should be live. Want to make sure everything is good. I always check the audio first. Make sure nothing crazy going on. Sound like that's good on that end. Come over here and check on Twitch. Twitch is live as well. All right, we sounding good on both ends. All right, I'm waiting for some more people to get up in here, and then we're gonna talk about Madden. We're gonna talk about a little bit of Madden. We're gonna talk about what's going on with the game. I want some people thoughts. I'm gonna give you my thoughts. I'm gonna let you guys know how I feel about the game, all this good stuff. So we're gonna get right into it. Sweet Jones, what is going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate it. Just want to share my thoughts about this game. I'm gonna be streaming it some more later on. Once I get out of here, I'm gonna do a couple of things around the house. I know my wife probably gonna want me to do a few things. I want to run a few errands too. I got a place I need to go later on, but I got a good hour right now, so uh gonna get into this real quick. I'm gonna give it about 2 more minutes. Then we're gonna get into it. Bishop said he's gonna be playing the yard. I don't know why, man. You're missing out. Uh had a little issue with our Discord earlier yesterday. We got that situated, so you can join the Discord to show your face in the Discord with all this craziness that's been going on. What's going on, Antonio Wilson? What's going on? All right, I'm gonna give it about 1 more minute, and then we're gonna get into this. We'll talk about these first impressions of Madden. Real first impressions. I've been playing it for about a day. I ain't been playing it long enough to get a review like some people. Not to knock anybody's hustle, but realistically, you really can't give a review like that. But I digress. All right, so we done been up for 2 minutes. Let's get right into it, man. How's everybody doing, man? I've been doing good. I can't complain. Played a little bit of Tekken 5 last night. Uh, did a little live stream there, and we pretty much just been chilling. And Wakia, what's going on? He said we all need to get on the evening of official release. We have more to talk on by then. I agree. I agree. Let me fix that. Okay. Definitely, we need to get on a evening of official release. It'll be a lot to talk about. That's that Thursday, so definitely we're gonna be doing a podcast episode. So we definitely need to do that. So I'm 100% with you on that. Absolutely. So basically, y'all know I had a stream the other day, well, yesterday when I streamed the game for at least a good 4 hours. Prior to that, I played it for about a good hour before then, and I basically had a blast. It's been really good. Uh let's see. We can see if we can get Sim and Smitty on all at once. Yeah, man, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Definitely. What's going on, Quayface? Izzy Ti, what's happening? But like I said, my first impressions, I really like the game. I like the game a lot. I mean, I know this is a big thing about people with the modes, and people want to talk about, oh, there's no franchise mode, or the franchise mode is the same, or whatever the case may be. And don't get me wrong, that is 100% uh, a really good gripe to have. Is 100% legit gripe to have. That's what I want to say. But at the same time, we play the game for sports, and for me, the franchise mode isn't the best, but the gameplay counterbalance out, because this is the first time I can honestly say this is a Madden right now. Based on my first impressions, this is the first Madden I can say that football is feels complete. It feels really good. The passing, the running, the defense. I know there's a little bit of I think something about the zones and the coverage is a little bit off, but overall I've been having a pretty good experience with the coverage. It hasn't been that bad. Bishop, you said your phone number keeps saying it's invalid. Well, that sucks. Yeah, but we had to put that on there because of what happened yesterday on the Discord. We had a couple people come in and put some inappropriate stuff on the Discord. So we nipped that in the bud after a few minutes and we had to lock it down. So keep trying. Maybe eventually you'll get through. If not, I'll try to do what I can to get you in. But nevertheless, like I said, I think the gameplay is really good. I think it's solid. Uh, I'm having a blast playing the game. I mean, I just put out 4 hours, nearly 4 hours of gameplay. NY Kia put out some gameplay. CMF Ball Critic was up last night putting up gameplay. And for the most part, from what I see and what I've played, like I said, this has probably been the most complete Madden on the field, as far as gameplay wise, probably since, oh goodness, probably the PS2 days, maybe Madden '08, maybe Madden 12. Because it's always been something where something was out of line and something was not right. You have these small little tweaks here and there in Madden 21, but for the most part, it's not nothing like blaring, like out of the way, like, oh my goodness, they need to patch this right away. I will say this: if they continue on this path and keep the game the way it is, I would not be disappointed. In other words, I'm not a big advocate for having I'm not a big advocate for a big patch right away. NY Kia says since 15 or Madden 25. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. 15 started out pretty good. The only gripe I had with that was the fullbacks wasn't blocking properly, but overall everything else was straight. Madden 25 that came out on PS4 and that game was like really good. I did not have an issue with that game either, but still one of my favorite Maddens this generation. But I think this is a very solid game right now. It plays very well. There's not much of one thing I noticed. The time I played, I haven't seen any crazy warping. I haven't seen any out of the way, really crazy looking two-man animations. Yeah, they're there, but they're so slight. You really have to cut the game down. I mean, not cut the game down. You have to cut the game onto instant replay to actually see the two-man animations. So that's a good thing. Overall, um, as of right now, they can keep it the way it is, in my opinion. Like I said, NY Kia says not since Madden 15 to Madden 25. Izzy says the gameplay is hella solid. I agree. The gameplay is pretty good. Quayface says that he'll give it a spin on next gen. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Hopefully the gameplay will stay the same because I have a hunch that if you're building the game from the ground up, if you're building the game from the ground up, you may have an issue with the game. And that's not a good deal because when the first time anything is implemented, you're going to have your bugs, you're going to have your issues, you're going to have your problems. That's just like with anything. When you have a console that comes out, when you have that first batch of consoles, you may have an issue. So the same thing with video games, and you're building a game from the ground up, so you may have a issue with that. So I mean I don't knock it, but I understand. Spectacular Pooh said, I'm actually enjoying this fantasy draft franchise I started. But that's pretty cool. I was going to do a fantasy draft for Madden 17 in between, like a couple of months ago, and I was going to do it between now and the release of Madden 21. I just never got around to it. But that's pretty cool that you did a fantasy draft. Sometimes you need that different type of angle of playing the game with different rosters and different players. It gives you a different type of immersion. Let's see. Quayface says it will not feel that way in 2 weeks. I will say this: if they don't touch the game, why wouldn't it feel the same way? That's my. I mean, that's an honest question to have. If they don't touch or patch the game or change anything in the game, why will it not feel the same way? But I mean, I think they have to do a bug fix with the field. Like there's no lines on certain fields. It looks like a soccer field. And I think they had another issue in the game. I know for PC gamers, if you try to play the game on 4K, it will crash sometimes. I noticed that that may be a driver issue. That may not be just an EA issue. That may because normally when new games come out, crashing and load errors on PC games usually be they need to update the drivers for their graphics card. So uh overall, that may be an issue on PC. But as far as the gameplay, if they don't touch the game as far as you know, let's just say for instance, if raise my chair a little bit. Just say for instance, if those they need to patch that bug where there's no lines on the field, and that changed the gameplay. Well, if that happens, it's just that then you're dealing with a problem where it may not feel the same, and we'll just go down that whole route again where it's the game felt good in the beginning, and then now it's all jacked up at the one patch. We hate to see that happen, but uh that will really be unfortunate if that happens because right now the game actually plays pretty well. I mean, you could just go to anybody's footage so far. Game is it plays a pretty good um, game of football. I think if anything, if I really had a gripe, honestly, if there was one gripe to have, I will say that the running game seems a little bit overpowered. It seems like you can run the ball pretty easily, and I think that's something that needs to be changed. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's running for 150 yards or whatever. It just seems like you can there are a lot of gaps in the offensive line. You can run the ball pretty well in the offensive line. What's going on, Noble? How you doing, man? I appreciate that you coming through. Um, but nevertheless, like I said, I think that's my only gripe. Maybe just the running game. Like sometimes when you can break a big run, the holes are really huge. I remember in Madden 18 where you can still get you can get through the hole or whatever, but the you had to like toss, you had to twist and turn, get skinny or whatever they call it, and you can pretty much get through the line of scrimmage. Now, one thing I did see a couple of times, like reach tackles are a thing. I think Sim F Ball Critic showed a part in this game where the guy was being blocked and he actually reached out. He actually reached out and it actually changed the way that what's his name? Not Dak Prescott, but Zeke Elliott ran. I mean, really spun him around. So that was pretty good as far as that. But I think at the end of the day, uh, there's some improvements there that's actually pretty good. I'm actually enjoying it. Motown 313 says, I don't see any difference in special teams play. I have a question. What would you like to see in special teams to be different? Because in special teams, you really just got kickoff, punts, and field goals. So with kickoffs, would you like to see more gaps where the guy can run a bigger return, or would you like to see more blocks and field goals, or would you like to see blocks and punts? Because what is the difference? Because I mean, special teams is fairly the same across the board in most games, even in real life. Outside, if you have like this dynamic return guy, so I don't know. I mean, what is it the different that you would like to see? I mean, me personally, I can help you answer that. Me personally, if I want to see anything different, I would like to see bigger runs on returns. I would like to see better blocking, but for the most part, I mean, most kickoffs you'll get like maybe to the 30, maybe 40, and getting to the 40 is actually getting to the 40 on the kickoff is actually a big accomplishment in any type of game, college, high school, and then that's just talking real life. So special teams, I'm curious what you would like to see different because there's a few things that need to be changed. I would like to see bigger runs, better blocking assignments. Noble says, I played 3 games in franchise and it's boring. No emergent feels exactly like 20. Yeah, the franchise mode like exactly like 20 from what I've seen. The interface is pretty much the same. I pretty much see that there's not anything different what to do once you're like in the front office. that is absolutely need to change. I mean, that's why the big hashtag is basically the hashtag is actually being is out there. Fix Madden franchise. They need to do a lot. If you've seen Deuce Douglas Twitter feed, he has an amazing type of uh he has an amazing list of things that he wants to be done in franchise mode, and that they need to look at that. They definitely, because the franchise mode is exactly the same. Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. Spec Pooh said he returned a punt with Deshaun Jackson yesterday. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Where's we? Spec Pooh said a punt and a kick return is supposed to be hard. I can agree with that. Noble says Madden 12 was the last one where you can really get good returns on. Um, I'm be honest with you, I haven't really. I can't say I agree or disagree because I can't remember. I know I got a pretty good returns on previous Maddens. I know Madden 25, 15, especially 18 and 19. 20 was okay, but I know I got some. I definitely got some good returns on 18 and 19. But 12, I can't remember that far back. I'm gonna be honest. DJ, what's going on, DJ? I appreciate you coming through. He says special teams blocking kicking controls change non-scripted block kicks. Be able to put third stringers on the team manually. You can do the last one. You can put third stringers on the. Oh, wait a minute. No, you can't. Can you? I think you can. I think you can go to the depth chart and do that. I'm not absolutely sure, but I think you could do that if you go into the depth chart. I think at offense, defense, and special teams, I think you could do that. But the blocking scheme on special teams, I 100% agree. Non-scripted block kicks, that's another one. I think in Madden 17, when they started to do the block kicks thing, you can tell those was really scripted. So I can agree with that. So I think at the end of the day, you would want to put somebody on the end or anybody up front who can really block and get through the line, and you can get those block punts or kicks or whatever. I absolutely agree with that. Pooh says go back to play NCAA 06 08, low key OP if you had good special team. Yo, I mean, look, I've been playing NCAA 08 and I got a guy that I recruited. Dude has like a 98 speed. And I can't tell you, I think the first season he had like 6 return punts. I mean, dude has like a 4.16 speed. And he has like I think the last season he had like 8 or 9 kick returns. So it was like really is really crazy. Motown 313 also says there needs to be a difference in special teams. Some teams simply should be better than others. I agree. And for instance, if you do put a different person back there in return, you will see a difference. I mean, speed is speed. So I do agree with that. But as far as a collective, special teams in general is really pretty much made up a bunch of, second and third stringers. So I'm not sure if you can I'm not sure if that will be a big difference unless if you put your starters out there. But yeah, for the most part, I can see where you're coming from because some special teams are different. Some teams actually rely on special teams. Some teams actually put an emphasis on special teams. So I agree. Uh, Kickoff and return, kick return. No, you can't. Okay. No, you can't. You're right. I think you can only change the return guys. So I think you're right about that, DJ. Uh, Kuzma Khan says maximum football 2020 college game. Yeah, I mean, when that comes out, I'm definitely going to get into that. I'm going to get into that game. I'm going to try it out. I'm an equal opportunity gamer, so I am going to play that. So I'm definitely ready to look into that for the most part. But put them in. Look, that's a perfect idea. I mean, if you don't have EA access, which I think like EA access, you can get the game for $5, and or I think if you're on Origin PC, you can get it for like 15 or something like that, and you get the full game. You don't have to play a trial. Put him in the game, says he's going to rent it as usual. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're really on the fence, it really doesn't hurt to rent the game. I think you'll get a good value if you rent the game and play it, because you'll probably be spending a couple of bucks at the most. You may be spending $5 to $10 if you get it on EA Access. You will play it, and I think for the most part, you'll get your money's worth. The game's not that bad. The game actually plays pretty well. But if you're looking like somebody like me, I'm just tolerating the franchise mode. Should you tolerate it? No, I don't think you should, but I am. But I think at the end of the day, uh, if you get it for a couple of bucks, I think you'll be fine. If you rent it, I think you get a good value on it. Um, Derek Jordan, DJ says, now what you need to do is get on these 18 holes with me at EGA 2K21. That's a running joke from last night, the 18 holes. But no, PGA 2K21 looks really good. DJ streamed it last night. You can go back on his Twitter, no, I mean, sorry, on his Twitch and check out his footage. Golf game looks really good. I highly recommend. Now, that's a game I would say if you want to buy a game full price, buy that game full price. That game is worth the $60 from what I've seen. That game is really, really good. Unfortunately, Madden, not so much. But I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's based on your value, but um, PGA it turned out to be a really good game. I highly recommend it. Another thing I do like about the game, as far as Madden, the blocking schemes in the game has the blocking scheme has improved tremendously. You see linemen actually go to the next level if they feel like one person is blocked. In other words, if there's a double team pass block or double team block, and he feels like that one person has control of that block, and if you're running the ball, that one lineman to get off of that second, he'll get off that guy who he's blocking and go up and try to block the next person. Blocking assignments have drastically improved, and I think that's one of the reasons why we may feel well that I feel that the running game is overpowered. I haven't seen a running game like this since possibly Madden 25, NCAA 14. The running game is really good. I'm having a blast with the running game, absolutely. So that's one thing I do like. One thing I do not like, for the most part, I'm trying to think, is there something that I don't like that's on the field? Obviously, no refs on the field. The chain gang look like they're on the sidelines. That's a good thing. So the chain gang is there. That's good. But it just feels like there's the refs is still like an eyesore. No coming out of the huddle when you are after you pick a play, everybody's on the line. That's a kind of a bummer. I mean, but those things to me, I'm okay with for right now, because I think the gameplay is just that solid. Uh, he wants me to talk about the horrible halftime show. What halftime show? I don't think it's a halftime show. It seems like more of a halftime recap. Um, one thing I will say, they do got the highlights correct, but the halftime show, that's one thing that Madden hasn't done right since Madden 10. It's one thing that they need to really pick up on because to me, I just skip it. I don't even look at the halftime show because there's no halftime. To me, it just felt like a halftime. It just seemed like a halftime recap. So to me, it's just there's not much to talk about. Joe Numbers, what's going on? Yeah, and that's another thing. See, this is another thing about it. He's absolutely right. No coin toss. It's like you pick, and then they'll like be standing there, and then they'll go and start playing. It's like halftime. I mean, the coin toss is like was actually a big moment in in football games, in my opinion. I mean, it was just you would actually have to strategize off the rip, but it's like now it's like um I think you can actually still get the pick if it's heads or tails, but there's like no coin toss to like where um you're standing there with the ref and he, I think it's there. I'm not sure. I would take that back because um I think when I went in overtime, when you go into overtime, there's actually a coin flip, and I actually saw that. So in the beginning of the game, no, there was not one. There was one at halftime. Let me see if I can get. KC Classic says I'm indifferent about the custom celebrations. I don't know if I like them or not. Nah, the custom celebrations. Uh, this is what I don't like about custom celebrations. To me, I think they should have their own celebration and it should be organic. In other words, like say when Des Bryant used to catch a touchdown or have a first down and he would throw up the X or whatever. That's what he did. And you would expect for someone to have their signature celebrations to be in the game. I think that'll be a better way to do it instead of custom celebrations. I think 2K did a pretty good job of that with like pregame rituals. Like I remember when Dwight Howard used to have his own pregame thing. You know, LeBron James had his own thing. You know, I think they should. I don't. The custom ones are okay, but I think they should have them at default to their own personal celebration. So I agree with that. Um, Motown 313 says no change to the challenge system. No, I don't think that will be changed. I would be surprised if they even change that for next generation because 2K did the challenge system perfectly. If you had a challenge, you would have a list of things where you can challenge, and that was pretty cool. So it won't be just one thing that you can challenge. So there's no change to that. Absolutely, and it needs to change. Oh yeah, DJ talking about the lineman did a backflip after a sack. Yeah, that was crazy. NY says that get that custom celebration box off my screen. I can't stand. Exactly. I feel the same way. I mean, it to me it's ridiculous. I think everybody should have their own personal one, or they should just do a generic one. So I absolutely it's crazy. Yeah, same thing. Joe Number say they should celebrate automatically. That's AI. They should celebrate automatically, especially like like I said with the Dez Bryant situation. Like when Colin Kaepernick used to kiss his bicep. That was organic. It was their own celebration. Casey Classic also said the problem with it is based on the plays made, not based on the situation. Yeah, that's another part of it. It's like with that being said, it's like uh the situation should dictate the celebration. And it's like, okay, if you just make a play, if you stop somebody on fourth down, it's like weird, It's not. Sometimes some celebration should be based on the situation. I agree. I'm trying to think anything else I don't like as far as gameplay. To be honest with you, the gameplay is very, it's solid to the point where I have very little gripes with the actual I have very little gripes with the gameplay. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think the only thing they can do at this point, they need to go up. They need to continue to go up with the gameplay, and I think they need to do something where whatever patches or whatever updates they need to do, they really need to test it and find out if it messes anything else up. I'm not a big fan of us, the consumer, being the people that actually have to fix, what they do. But nevertheless, uh, KC Classic said I was Casey Classic said I was losing in a 2-minute drill going into halftime, and his wide receiver was dancing. Yeah, that makes no sense. If they're losing, you need to have some urgency, bro. You need to have some urgency. Um, Motown 313 says, how's the player being more aware they are on the field? For the most part, they're aware. The only time they're not aware is like with the coverages. You have some cases where some players are in a zone and not really finding out where they are on the field. I think Sim F Ball Critic did a pretty good job of this last night, where if they're playing a zone, that's a great thing. They're playing their zone, but if nobody's in the zone, they need to find a way to find something else to do. I think he worded it as like go find some work, and I like that. Find something to do when you're on the field. You just can't stand in one area where there's a situation where your teammate may need some help on a certain part of the field, but you're just standing there. So other than that, the awareness is pretty good. I think, like I said, with the linemen knowing that a running back is coming through the lane, they'll try to tackle him. They'll reach out and tackle him. You have some blockers that will actually go out and try to find another blocker. Some linemen, I mean, some linebackers will actually try to move around a little bit. It's just something about the secondary, and when they're playing the zone, they would just stand still. I think that's the only part about being aware that's a problem. Another thing about awareness, the quarterback. The quarterback does a really good job of being aware in the pocket. He moves around. The AI quarterback moves around very well in the pocket. I think I have that on my last stream where that happened. Also, um, you had a situation where Sam Epball critic was showing and where the quarterback was like really dancing in the pocket trying to get around so he could avoid the sack. So awareness is actually pretty good outside of the players in a zone. Uh Joe Number said the fact they reached for the first down and touchdown is dope. Yeah, I had a situation like that on my stream. CMF Ball showed that on this stream where the running back literally reached all the way out with one hand to break the pylon. That was pretty cool. And I had another one where my running back tried to reach for the first down. So that's a really nice touch to the game. Uh, Noble says, wait till the comp dick start complaining and the gameplay will go soft real quick. And and that's unfortunate. And I'm gonna tell you why that's really unfortunate. Because those are the ones that want to pour money into Madden. Those are the ones that are willingly will open their wallet to Madden. And when you have that situation, money talks. It's like, you're basically paying for what you want, and it sucks because those guys need to learn how to play football. And right now, I know a lot of guys aren't going to like what they see in the game, and they will complain. And that's another thing we need to deal with um, when it comes to actually playing this game. I mean, you're absolutely right, and it sucks because that's not an indictment on the game itself. It's more of an indictment on caving in. You shouldn't have to cave into stuff like that. Let's see. What's ever clever says, why do players run out of bounds when running routes? Um, I'm gonna have to look into that. I haven't experienced that. That do anybody else know have that issue where players run out of bounds when running routes? I haven't. I don't think I've ever seen that in Madden in general. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's nothing I never. I mean, trust me, if I seen it, I would have said something about it on my stream. But I haven't seen that in a Madden like forever. Y'all let me know if y'all seen that. Izzy's over here saying that he downloaded 6 gigs in 2 minutes because of SSD. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. SSDs are really good. Matter of fact, I need to get an SSD not only for if I want to play PGA Tour. I was playing Insurgency Sandstorm last night, and don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, I still had a pretty good experience, but uh SSD do really help when I want to play Insurgency Sandstorm. It really does. So I need to get one eventually. Um, NYKia said the comp guys are pretty quiet so far. That's a good thing. I noticed that as well. It's the massive casuals that will be flooding the game next week is what I'm concerned about. Yeah, absolutely. You got to think about it. What do you think is going to happen when, uh, let's say, for instance, when you're playing the game and these casuals get the game and they fumble when they try to reach for the first down or something like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like when something like that happens, it's going to be a big deal because they don't want some people feel that the running back should never fumble or the quarterback should never fumble when they get sacked. Like for instance, I sacked Geno Smith last night or yesterday on a sack, and it would look really good because what happened was um he got sacked, but the ball was in the air. Like he was holding the ball like this. And when he fell backwards, the ball fell out because he was holding it with one hand. So yeah, that should warrant a fumble. And I know some people are gonna have they're gonna pitch a bitch when they have that. Um why they run out of bounds when they catch the ball? Um Outside of them having to go out of bounds, I haven't noticed that as well. Like if they run the ball and they just run out of bounds, I haven't seen that. I think one thing, if you really want to, I'm on the bandwagon of this. I'm definitely going to complain about this. I've actually seen some AI running backs not like run straight through the line. Sometimes they will dance a little bit once they go upfield or whatever. I've noticed that. So the AI needs to be fixed on that. Always, always, Mr. Ham, GSU in the house. You see the hat? You see that hat? You see that hat right there? And they're having a scrimmage right now, and I heard that some really good things from the scrimmage that they're having today. Once again, they're doing a pretty. I'm looking on the computer right now, and they just had a recap on the scrimmage they had today. I may need to start doing some videos about Georgia Southern. I may need to start doing that. Might have to go like Engraven does with the Ravens. Engraven does a great job promoting the Ravens on his channel. I may need to do the same thing with the with Georgia Southern. Yeah, exactly. Noble. They zigzag sometimes when they run. Like I remember in Madden 19, they would do that like once they get to the next level. But I think the problem was they was just like juke for no reason. Now with Madden 20, they'll do the same thing, but they won't juke. They'll just like move back and forth. Like what the hell is going on? Like just keep running. Now Uh, there are some instances where the guys will actually just they'll shoot out the hole and just gone. So that is it's not as rampant, but it does happen. Absolutely, Joe Numbers, home of Matt Breda. He's a who was a 49er. He is a Miami Dolphin right now. Very good running back. I agree. Antonio Wilson asks, "Will I be streaming Madden again tonight?" I will be streaming Madden tonight. I also plan on streaming NCAA. I don't know if I'm gonna do basketball or football, so I'm planning on doing both. The basketball game is just amazing. If I don't do one, I may stream it on Sunday, around this time on Sunday. If I don't get to one or the other, either the college basketball or college football game, so it'll be one or the other. But I'm definitely gonna be streaming Madden 20 later on. Ravens Nation said, "What's up, VF? Haven't been on the streams in a while." Yeah, I know, man. You haven't been through the podcast either, man. So it's all good though. Things happen. It's no big deal. You know. If you haven't already, everybody, you can find everybody on Twitter. The link is down right there on the banner. I'm VF Baller, DJ81. Bills is JMBMJ. You can all follow us if you haven't already. Also, if you haven't as well, click the like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know what's going on if you haven't already. I mean, we're out here trying to provide real good sports content out here. Where's the scrimmage? You wouldn't mind checking it out. The scrimmage is over. They don't really broadcast it, which I think they should, but I'm looking at the highlights on Twitter. Go to Georgia Southern football Twitter feed. They're talking about it there, and also on the website they have a whole recap of what happened. Let's see. Let me look at anybody else. Zigzag no. The zigzag is not the player movement overall is fine. The problem is when they're running the ball, sometimes the AI would stop and try to find another lane to go to. Like they'll zigzag to try to all they have to do is just run. But sometimes they'll stop and they'll like zigzag a little bit for no reason. So that's something. It's not as rampant as it was before, but it does happen sometimes. I mean, it's okay for the most part. I mean, they don't. It's nothing I don't think they need to like patch or tweak or whatever. But it does happen. King Cobra says, "I'm noticing a lot of shifting and warping, especially when players trying to get picks." I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really seen it. Trust me, if I did, I would display it. I know Sim F Ball Critic said he's seen it a few times as well. Mainly if you slow the game down, if you instant replay it, you will see some two-man animations that are they're very slight. They're not very wonky, but they're kind of slight. It's not as bad as it was in Madden 16, I will say that. But it's there. It's there. The two-man animations are there, but it's not as bad as it was before. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes the AI do seems confused when running the ball. I do agree with that. Let's see. Did I miss something? DJ said the only Eagles I like are the ones that get in the golf course. The second one almost went down like that. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Oh yeah, I already told them about the Discord. Somebody already had a problem trying to get into Discord. I'm gonna try to help them out later. He said, yeah, but the Discord is invite only at the moment because of what happened yesterday. I did talk about it earlier before you came in. Joe Numbers wants to know, does Georgia Southern still run the triple option? Yeah, but they run it out of the shotgun. If you're familiar with what Georgia Tech was doing at the last stages of Paul Johnson's at the end of Paul Johnson's tenure at Georgia Tech, it's kind of what they do there. It's a spread triple option, and now they're going to start putting they're going to start putting some passing in the equation as well. So they're not running the under the center flex bone wishbone triple option anymore. It's more. I mean, it's still in the playbook, but it's more of a spread option, spread triple option. Let's see. Mr. Ham says EA has a huge problem with presentation immersion in their sports games. Madden at the top of the list since live is non-existent. You know what? I will say this: live NBA Live honestly did not have a problem with immersion. Their problem with their game was gameplay. It's like if you can if you could take live's immersion in Madden, we would have a pretty good deal because people can say what they want about live as far as their franchise or their dynasty mode. The dynasty mode was fairly immersive. There's a lot of things you can do in there, and it didn't feel like there was no accomplishment when you did certain things in their dynasty mode. It just felt like the problem with this, it just felt like it was a dynasty mode from like way back in the day and I'm not talking about way back in the day where it was like fully fleshed out. It just felt really bare, but it got the job done with things that you wanted to do in it. And as far as the presentation, NBA Live had they had ESPN. They had an ESPN presentation. You couldn't get no better than that, in my opinion. So live presentation was actually pretty good. They can use live's presentation easily. Let's see, where am I? Because there's a lot of let's see. Motown says it looks like too much. Look like all the last few Maddens. I'm just ready for a new experience. Yo, maybe you'll get that in the next generation. Same plays, but in pistol form. Yeah, exactly. And he's talking about Georgia Southern. Same plays, but in pistol, shotgun, more. All of the old flex bone teams evolved to that more. It was going to happen at some point. Exactly. I mean, Paul Johnson basically was he ran the flex bone, wishbone to perfection. He did it at Georgia Southern. He won 2 national titles with it. So I think he won 3. He won 2. He won 2 national titles with it. But as football evolved, there's only so much you can do. He tried it at Georgia Tech, realized it wasn't working. So, he put everybody in shotgun and ran, triple. He ran the triple option out of the pistol and shotgun. NYK is absolutely right. Let's see, Ravens Nation. I'm just waiting for the run game to get back to how it was in Madden 25. Believe it or not, I don't think it's all the way there at Madden 25, but it's damn near close. The running game is actually pretty good. Let's see. NYK says NBA Live arena atmosphere has always been outstanding. Exactly. Like EA needs to take what they did in live. They need to take what they did in live and put it in. They need to put it in Madden. NBA Live. This goes all the way back to live on the PS2. They always had a pretty good atmosphere. Live 10 was like really good. Let's see. All right, Izzy, man, appreciate it, man. Got to go have lunch with the fam. That's absolutely that's awesome. Peace out, man. You take it easy. Paul Johnson should be in the GSU Hall of Fame. Absolutely, he should be in the College Hall of Fame as well. Him and Russell, I agree. Both of them need to be, and they don't even put Irk in the Hall of Fame. I don't even know why, but Irk should be in the Hall of Fame like immediately. Y'all don't realize. A lot of people may not know who Irk is. Irk was the defensive coordinator at the University of Georgia, and that's when Georgia won their only national title. So Irk goes down to Statesboro, revitalize the Georgia Southern football brand, and they end up winning national titles, in the 80s and in the 90s. And he basically built that. I don't understand it. Karina Dream says, I don't not understanding why they never used the ESPN license for presentation. Maybe next gen. NCAA did it last year. The reason why Madden does not use the ESPN presentation, I think is a conflict of interest between the the TV packages. Like, CBS had the AFC, the NFC is on Fox, and NFL Network use both, and ESPN has Monday Night Football. I think it's a conflict of interest of whatever they use with that, which is kind of funny, and I think it's different because the NBA has it to where they use with live view is ESPN, and NBA 2K. I mean, let's be honest. NBA 2K use TNT. They just don't put TNT on the screen, but it's a TNT presentation. But that's kind of where I think that's what makes the NFL and the NBA kind of different, because from what I've heard, it's because of conflict of interest with the packages the AFC and the NFC has. But I agree, they should use it. And NCAA, they always used it. Let's see. All right, Noble, we said I got to bounce. Holler at you later. Hey, man, stay safe, man. If you're going out, you be safe. Noble lives in Chicago, so he needs to be safe, if y'all know what I mean. He definitely needs to be safe if he has to go somewhere. Antonio Wilson asked, do you think Madden will use the ESPN license on next gen or no? I don't think they will, just because of what I just said. You have a situation with the AFC is using CBS and the NFC is using Fox. So I think it has something where there's a conflict of interest in that. Gamer Champ 23, appreciate you coming through, bro. So far, VF, where does Madden 21 rank in regards to this generation? Right now, gameplay wise, outside of the running game, it is on par with 25 or probably slightly better. Because the problem with 25 the problem with 21 is the running game is not as good as it is on 25. It may be slightly better, but I'm gonna have to play it a little bit more. But the thing about 25 as well, 25 had True Step, and the running game and the foot planting and just the footwork in general was just very, very good. And the game has not gotten to that level yet since it hasn't gotten to that level since 25 is left. But everything else makes it on par with 25, possibly better. So I think the running game is slightly below, but overall the gameplay on the field is definitely probably the best generation, honestly. Now, that's just me playing for a couple of days. That is subject to change because I still hold 25 in high regard, but I will put it right there on par, if not slightly better. And that's another thing I can say. That's another thing I can say, honestly. I think the running game in general, player movement isn't that bad, but I think they really need to get back to where True Step was, because True Step was actually pretty decent. It was actually pretty decent. Matter of fact, I think True Step was probably the best thing that happened to Madden in the last, maybe 10 years, honestly. It was really good. What's going on, B5? Where have you been? And I'm pretty sure I don't even have to ask. I know B5 is going to get the golf game, so I already know he's probably excited about that. But like I said, I think the first impressions overall, I think I'm very pleased with the game. I'm pleased with what I'm playing right now. Let's see, Kareem Dreams where the game stands day one. Will patches help or hurt the game based on the community complaints? That is a great question. Very good question. And Chris Thomas, he kind of beat you to the punch with these questions, because Chris Thomas used to be the one with the top-notch questions. We got somebody that's competing. He said, once again, I'm gonna read it again. With the game stands day one, will patches help or hurt the game based on what the community complains about? It will hurt, because the community as a collective, they complain about things that are actually football related. You actually have people that are mad because you have to stand in the pocket and throw the ball. You also have people are mad because there are fumbles when you get sacked. I'm pretty sure there are some people that's going to be mad because you can fumble if you reach out for the first down or touchdowns. So you will have a situation where those things will hurt because most people they ask for things that are not football related. They usually ask for patches that are mostly fantasy related. So Pool's still getting crashing on PC. Once again, I'm not sure if that's a thing. That may be a thing that's on that could be on EA's end, or it could be a situation where the drivers aren't updated. That usually be the case with new games. Drivers aren't updated for a certain game. So with that being said, um, that could be an issue. I don't. I will be the first to say I'm not sure 100% if that is an EA issue because, like I said, when PC games come out, they need to update the drivers. So I do not know if that's a 100% issue. Spec Poo also says I need Madden to stop changing their effing controls. Um, what controls you have a problem with? I know for certain. One thing I do like, and I didn't talk about this. I do like the fact that um the the right stick controls the defensive lineman. I do like that. That right there needed to be back ever since Madden 25, I'm sorry, NCAA 14. That's a good thing. I'm glad they put that back. This is another good one. B5 said, I thought catching on a run is better than I've seen before in Madden, at least what I recall. Catching on a run is good. One thing I will say, as far as quarterback play, quarterbacks need to be able to lead the receiver a little bit better because the quarterback don't lead the receiver as well as they don't lead the receiver as well as they used to do in Madden. But catching on a run is good. There's no crazy stopping and slowing down. Uh, I think that's something that's a big deal. I think if you can lead the pass a little bit better, catching on the run will be phenomenal. Pooh says, because on defense I'm not used to using the D-pad to make adjustments. I don't know about that. I think I mean I know that's a preference that you may like, but I don't have a problem with that need to be changed or whatever. He also said, nor do I don't know how to go down after making a play. Just sit down on the ball because when I press X, the first reaction is to dive. What is there's a couple of buttons to give yourself up. I can't remember what it is. NYK, if you're still here, put that in the chat. I can't remember. I know if the quarterback to give yourself up, you have to hold down both triggers and press the square or the X button on Xbox. So I think that's what that is. But it is a way to give yourself up on while running the ball. I can't remember what it is. I know NYQ would know. To tag along with my last question, with the addition of the yard and the shift to trying to focus on that, will patches for that or for one mode? That's another great question. My God, let me tell you something. If they have to patch something for the yard, I'm probably about 80 to 90% certain that it will affect the actual football that's in the game. And that's the problem. That's a big problem because this is what happens when you try to do too much in one game. It's like if they try to patch something, I mean, this is prevalent when you try to patch something in arcade mode or comp mode. You try to patch something in those modes and it affects the sim side. Or if you try to patch something in MUT, it will change something in the regular football. So in regular football games. So yeah, I'm almost 90% certain that will happen. I'm almost certain that will be the case. And Wakia said double tap square on PS4 to give yourself up. See, yeah, I know it was something there. I know that's how to do it. Karina Drew said, that's what I'm worried about over anything. I blame all of the MUT players. Yeah, I agree, man. It's like that's the thing that really messes thing up, man. It's crazy. Christopher Custom also says, QB slide is double tap. X by tapping X square, release sprint R2 on the right trigger. Yeah, just double tap it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna open this up. Take my drink. All this talking get your mouth a little bit dry, I got that chocolate milk on deck. B5 is talking about 2K21 PGA. He said PJ 2K21 is a bit spooky. Not sure it's better than 2019 aside from all the PGA Tour visuals. Ooh, that's something you and DJ gonna have to talk about because 2K21 is actually pretty decent. But I did like the last few games though. But I think overall, like I said, man, getting towards an hour. I didn't plan on staying on over an hour, maybe an hour and 15. So if you guys have any more questions, please let me know. Definitely, I'm going to be streaming later. I'm going to be streaming Madden 21 later. I do need to go out and do a couple of things. I know my wife's going to want me to do a couple of things. I do plan on going to the retro game store. So I may go there later as well. So because I do need a game, I do have plenty of games for retro Sunday retro stream. So I mean, but there's a few games I do need to pick up that I want to play down the road for retro Sunday retro stream. Uh, so I'm definitely going to do that. One more thing, I'm going to put this up here now. So this is quite absolutely optional. I know I said I was going to do this before, and once again, the Patreon is going to be up probably within next week. We First and Frame Rates are going to actually put up a Patreon, not only just for to help build the channel. I really want to compensate DJ and Bills. DJ and Bills do a phenomenal job coming to the show every week. You know, this was initially supposed to be a solo show with just me, First and Frame Rates, and Bills. I asked him to come through. He came through, and DJ has been on after a dozen episodes or whatever. So that's going to be a thing. So hopefully you guys could give us some support on Patreon. That will be up within probably by the end of the month. We're probably going to do that starting September 1st. Also, I'm going to put this right here. The Cash App, I'm going to take this down because I don't want to put that right there. Take that down. Let's see. You want to put it as a banner? Well, it's not a banner, but there it is. Cash App for me. The PayPal is in the description if you want to donate. Cash App if you want to donate there as well is at VF Baller 20. It's always an option. It's nothing that's needed. I'm not broke. Well, I'll take that back. I am broke because I have bills to pay around here, but I'm not hurting for money to the point where I need money to do this channel. Everything is optional because a lot of people has been asking. Well, what do you want to do as far as what can they do as far as donate? We're going to have 3 different areas where you can donate. The Cash App, the PayPal, and the Patreon is going to be up later on this week or at the end of the month. So it's totally optional. It's nothing that you have to do right away. I mean, I can care less if you do or you don't, but it's always there to your discretion, you know. So I want to make that a ticker. I would do that some other time. Nevertheless, I wanted to let you guys know about that. So it's always an option. Anybody got any other questions? To look at the comments one more time. Let's see. Chris Thomas says comp players are butthurt about defensive movement. Yeah, they've been like that since the beta. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. They've always been butthurt about that. Antonio Wilson says you should see if Retro Store has Fight Night 2004. Yes, because my Fight Night is broken. I tried to do that last week. And it would not read the disc. So I definitely need to get Fight Night 04. I'm glad that you said that. Thank you for reminding me. Let's see. P5 said probably I missed, but what feature do you think in Madden 21 is most improved feature? Oh man. I can't even say because the features in Madden 21 is pretty much the same. The most things in Madden 21 has improved is the gameplay, and I don't know if that's a feature or whatever, but the gameplay has improved. I will say the reaching for the first down for the pylon, or whatever the case may be, definitely gonna that's an improvement. You know, that's one thing. I'm trying to think anything else. Reach tackles when they're being blocked. Like if you run through the hole and a defensive guy will try to reach out for you. I saw that in Sim F Ball Critics stream last night. I think it happened a couple of times on my stream, but I didn't pay attention. But I know it's there. Let's see. Ha ha ha. DJ's funny. Chris Thomas said, you feel that abilities are balanced this year? So far, I haven't seen anything out of the way where, like, if you get hit, there's a fumble all the time or something crazy happen or somebody get hurt every time. So the abilities so far are okay. I think they're fine right now. I can't say 100% they're balanced because I haven't checked out all of them, but for the most part, I have not seen anything wonky as far as the abilities. I like where they are at this point. Maybe NYK could add can give you a more bigger explanation on that. The Josh Monica said, "How much money has you dropped in Mutt?" Zero, 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 zero. I never put money in Mutt. I played Mutt, but I never put money into it. Gamer Champ said, "Appreciate y'all, fam. Always good to drop by." Hey man, we're just trying to put out that good content, man. We're just trying to put that content out there. And like I said, a few people already asked, can they donate? And like I said, the Patreon is behind a paywall, and I have the Cash App and PayPal. That all goes to help the channel out 100%. D5 said, I played Fight Night Champions last night, and it still holds up to today's standards. I will say this. I think I still have Fight Night on 360. I need to find it. And I think I have it on PS3 as a digital download. I need to re-download that. I need to re-download that. VF, I thought Madden 21 speed might be a bit too fast. Now I know I'm not the only one that said that. I know I said that. I said that on the podcast. I said Madden 21 felt fast. I'm not the only one that thought that. Madden 21 do feel pretty fast. I thought, and then they removed the game speed because I was asking, like, do they have the game speed? And they don't. Because the game do feel fast. I'm glad I'm not the only one that feel that way. Bravo. Thank you, B5. I know I'm not the only one that felt that way. NYK said custom zone drop depths is an excellent feature. You know what? That is a feature that I didn't even think about. You're right. And I haven't even used them yet. I need to start using that more often. I need to use that because custom zone drop depth is a great feature that needs to be in the game for a very long time. Very long time. And it's something that really, to be honest, not too many people really asked about it, but we're glad that it's there. Cause I know a few people have, but it wasn't. Not a lot of people was clamoring for it. And that is a very good that's a very good feature. I agree. Chris Thomas says the yard is low key kind of fun. I did say I was not going to try it, but I'm getting to the point where people keep saying I should try it, and I see people saying that they like it. I may need to do it. I mean, I'm not against it. I am a big proponent of arcade games, but I'm not a big fan of it being in my quote unquote simulation game at the same time. Here's an example that I like arcade games. You see that? Can you see that? See that? Blitz 2001, NBA Showtime on NBC. I love arcade games. Don't get it twisted. I do. So I would like to I may even try it out. I'll try it out. Any other questions you guys got? It's always welcome. Questions are always welcome. I think I came across with everything I needed to come across with as far as my first impressions. I like the game. I think the game is so far so good. I thought all the other gripes other people had as far as the immersion is not there. I agree. Franchise mode hasn't been untouched. I agree. I know Motown 313 said something about the special teams. I can agree with that to an extent. The replays, the challenge plays, yeah, that needs to be changed. But as far as the gameplay, the guys at EA did a really good job. They did a really good job with the gameplay, and I'm actually happy that this game is playing the way it is. Hopefully, it transfer over to the next gen. Obviously, I hope that they don't pass this game to high heaven. You know. B5 says maybe it's me, but the TV settings, but the colors seem a bit duller, if not crisp as before. Do you agree? I've been playing with the Raiders. So with the Raiders, I've been playing with the jerseys are black and white and silver. So I haven't seen it. I did play against the 49ers and I played against the Seahawks. Now the 49ers, their jerseys don't look as red as you would normally think. You know, it is kind of a little washed out. And you know, they're a little washed out. I think I don't know if you need to cut on HDR or whatever. I don't know. But I've been playing on PC. Um I don't have an HDR monitor, but I've noticed that, I mean, you can even go back to my stream and you can go look at some of the visuals on the 49ers. The red on the 49ers do look kind of weird. Matter of fact, I'm about to go back and look at it so I can give you guys an actual thought of what I think the visuals of the 49ers look. Right here, waiting for it to pull up. Yeah, like I said, the 49ers, but see, the thing about it is, what I'm looking at right here, the 49ers, their logo on the field looks right. The red looks right there. The red in the scoreboard looks right. The field, not the field, but the audience red looks right. The banner where it says home of the faithful, faithful of the Bay, that looks right. But the jerseys just look, their jerseys look, the red looks kind of off. Even on the ticker at the bottom, the red looks kind of weird. So I'm with you on that, B5. Like the colors are kind of, they look a little off. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me. I'm tripping. I don't know. But it does look kind of off. I agree with you on that. Yeah, it does. I'm looking at it right now. And this gameplay does look pretty good though. Um, yeah, I think that's something they need to. I don't know if there's something they need to fix or whatever. I don't know if they can fix it. Maybe they can fix the colors or whatever. B5 also asks, I mean, did I play the Marvel Avengers beta? No, I did not. A lot of people have been asking me I should try it, but I haven't touched it. A lot of people saying that it's good. I hear some people saying that it's not that good, but I may need to try that. I may need to try it. Maybe tomorrow I may download it today and may try it tomorrow in between my streams or whatever. But yeah, like I said, an hour and 15 that I was gonna go is an hour and 7 minutes now. So get your questions in real quick and get your questions real quick in because I'm gonna be here for about another 5 to 10 minutes. Let's see. B5 says a real player movement is a bit odd. Yeah, it is kind of weird, especially when when the running back's running the ball. The AI running back is kind of weird. But I mean, it's tolerable. It's good to the point where it's good to the point where it's not like an eyesore. Mr. Hansen, I wish we had Madden 25 broadcast camera as an option. Wait a minute, broadcast camera is not an option? I thought you could still use the broadcast camera in Madden 21. I did not know that. That sucks. Levi said we just started. Yeah, I've been here for a minute, man. I try to do these within an hour 15. I don't try to do these streams that long. Ricky Bascom says, what do you think the best Madden on Xbox One generation? I think somebody asked that earlier. I'm thinking Madden 25 and Madden 21 is like right now is slightly behind it. So I'll still stick by Madden 25. It's still probably the best game that I've played. Madden 16 actually was pretty decent at one point, but I'm a big fan of Madden 25. I'm a very, very big fan of Madden 25. Antonio Wilson said you can go to broadcast cam. Now, okay, B5 said you can. Broadcast cam, there's no improvement though. Oh yeah, that sucks. Because B5 is a big proponent of broadcast cam. I think he probably still plays in broadcast cam if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we're getting down to the wire at 109. Chris Thomas said, do you think you will need custom sliders for Madden 20? As of right now, no. I think the sliders are going to be on point. I mean, I think right now the game is on point.
I'm playing the game All Pro simulation, and as of right now, I don't see any sliders. If anything, I would like to tweak just for the challenge. I would like the challenge. I would like to tweak the run blocking a little bit because, like I said, sometimes when the hole is there, the hole is there. You can run up the middle like really easy sometimes, and then it's not just for the user; it's for the AI as well. So, like, if anything, I would try to change the run blocking, probably tone it down or whatever the case may be, so it'll be more of a challenge to actually find the hole and get yards. So other than that, I'm good with everything else so far with the game. I'm okay with it. As far as a complete overhaul of custom sliders, no, I don't think we should have a complete overhaul. So yeah. B5 said yes, he do. He played broadcast cam a lot. B5 has been on this broadcast cam at least since Man 25. Because I remember he was talking about it then, and I don't think NCAA 14 has broadcast cam, but they have an all 22 cam where you can see everything from the top. So that's one thing that they need to that I wouldn't mind seeing that back in the game either. Any more questions, really quick? Any more questions? First of all, like I said, I appreciate everybody who came through. I really appreciate it. Help the channel grow by liking, sharing, let people know what we're doing on iTunes and SoundCloud. A lot of people don't even know our podcast is actually on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So you can actually go and subscribe to those avenues to listen to the podcast when we're not live. So that's definitely a big deal. So definitely do that if you want to support us even further. Like I said, the Patreon is coming really soon. We also going to you can cash at me, or you can hit me on a PayPal. I think the PayPal actually has a mechanic there where you can donate monthly as well. So it's all optional. If you really feel inclined to support us in that way, it's all there. Mr. One Ham says the broadcast cam is still an option. It's just that Man 25 had the best Zoom broadcast camera, in my opinion. Ooh, that's interesting. B5 would know that about that better than I do, but that's a pretty good assessment. B5 said I have Man 20, but trying to see if Man 21 is better. Man 21 is better on the field. I will agree with that. Um, I think Man 21 is better than Man 20 on the field. If you get Man 21 right now, uh you will be you'll be pleased. I think you'll be all right. VF back catching on the run. Which do you think is better? Oh, 21 is better at catching on the run. I agree. Come here, baby. Ah, it's my little man here. You gonna say hey to everybody? Yeah, you see yourself? Yeah, you see everybody? Say hello. So yeah, I think 21 is better when as far as catching on the run. My little man just woke up from a nap. You can tell he's sleepy. He's still sleepy. So we need to put you on some clothes. You wanna go take a ride with me? Go to the store. So yeah, if y'all got any more questions, man, let me know, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out in a few. Yeah, B5 KB3. This my little man. You gonna wave at everybody? Say hello. I see you. You see yourself? I see you. Yeah, just let me know if y'all got anything else, man. I'm gonna call it a day, and then I'm gonna get ready to run a couple of errands, and then I'll be back to stream later on, play some more Madden 25. Probably try to finish the preseason at least, and then I'll probably do some NCAA 14 as well. So like I said, man, hit the like button, man. Support, share, let people know. Put us out there on Twitter. Tweet the podcast. Tweet this show right here. Tweet the DJ 81. Check out his Twitch. Check out Bill's Twitch. You know. All right, holla. Who's streaming next out of the three? I'm gonna be streaming next. I'm gonna be streaming Saturday, like I said later on today, and that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing. Guys, we up there said gonna be 115, and then think that's gonna be it, man. You guys be easy. You guys be safe. Uh, yeah, I'm doing both. I'm on Twitch and on YouTube. I'm doing both. It's gonna be on both. So if you want to catch us on Twitch or YouTube, it's gonna be on both. So you can check us out there. So all right. So we're gonna be out. Y'all guys be safe. Peace. Bye bye. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. All right, y'all. Peace.